Alright, well, let's get started. First, we'll need a container. Well, yeah, it's good enough. A little dirty, but that's alright. And something hot. Nice. Alright, let's get this over with. Yeah, that's right. Nice and hot. Alright, so we got our hot water here. It's nice and steamy. Probably see it a little bit. Yep, there we go. And this is what we call a very high temperature liquid. What does that mean? Well, temperature is essentially just the average kinetic energy of all the molecules in a sample. Well, what does that mean? Well, I mean, you touch it, you get burnt. All right, but let's say I want to take a nice sip from this hot water here, but hey, it's too hot. How do I cool it down? Well, let's think back to that average kinetic energy thing. It's the average kinetic energy in a sample. So, what if we increase the sample size but keep the kinetic energy the same? Oh, Darian, you don't have anything like that. That doesn't exist. Okay, sure, but well, how do we do that? Like this? Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, ice isn't completely free of kinetic energy, but you know it's the closest thing we got, right? All these high standards nowadays, huh? Oh, bollocks, I say. Anyways, back to that thought. So we were going to raise the amount of molecules in a sample without raising the kinetic energy all that much. That doesn't really make sense, huh? Well, think about it. It's the average kinetic energy. So if you raise the sample size, then that means that kinetic energy has to disperse along that much material. So, therefore, the temperature should go down, right? Well, let's try it. Well, that should have done it. Let's see if it's cold enough now. Oh, that was a stupid idea. All right, well, not cold enough, so let's add some more. All right, well, that should have been enough, right? Yeah, there we go, there we go. You know, at this point, you're probably asking, hey, why'd you have to add so much ice? Well, take a look at this graph, this very basic graph. So, this is a very rough sketch of what water's phase diagram looks like, and you might notice this line over here from this convergence point, it goes backwards. Well, what does that mean? Well, if you look at it vertically, if you, let's say, choose a point where, like, right where this T starts and go upwards and up and up and up, you'll notice that at a certain point, at a certain pressure, at the same temperature, it turns from a solid to a liquid. And if you think about it, you're compressing that sample. So this means that liquid actually turns out to be denser than the solid. Oh, and just for reference, this is what it would the phase diagram would look like for, let's say, a different sample. And you'll notice this time, solid's line is going to the right. Meaning, if we do that same vertical line test, it gets more solid. But anyways, that's why it looked like it took so much ice for us to cool down this teacup, because what it looked like is that we were adding a lot to this teacup, but in reality, we weren't adding all that much in terms of molecules. Whew, well, all that talking's got me a little thirsty, so I might as well make some tea here. Earl Grey. Huh. Well, that's odd. Usually goes a little quicker than this. This tea bag seems to not be steeping correctly. Well, why is that? Well, if you think about it, what we're essentially trying to get out of here is, well, leaf juice, as some people would say it, and we want this to be spread out among the water as much as possible. But why is it not working now? Well, let's think about all that mumbo-jumbo about kinetic energy. Another way to think about kinetic energy is essentially the speed of the molecule, right? Kinetic. Now let's think about what people usually brew tea in, hot water. Well, why is that? Perhaps it is the speed of the molecules that help spread the leaf juice around the water and essentially do all the work for us, but since we've cooled down our water, I see. What a waste of tea. Yeah, there we go. Well, would you look at that? It's working much better than before. In no time, we'll have some delicious Earl Grey tea. Yeah, that's looking real good. So it turns out that Having a high kinetic energy has its merits after all. Helps us spread all the leaf juice around. Here, let's take a sip here. Oh. Alright, it seems like our kinetic energy is a little too high here, so we know what to do. Ooh, let's not forget that it's a little dense than usual. Oh man, what a mess. Well, our tea should be nice and lukewarm, I guess. Oh, look at that, that broke. Let's give it a taste. Oh. Hey, that's pretty good. Well, I would say that was pretty productive, yeah? You know, we made some tea, we talked about kinetic energy, and how that we can use that to help us steep some tea. Pretty good. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something.